put on it because in order to repair it in the normal way, the routine way, that tree had to go. The tree is not currently listed on a protected list, which is why it was X'd, because it's not listed on any of our lists. The policy as read has been interpreted a couple different ways, which is why it's being brought to this board to emphasize the policy again. It doesn't say in the policy if a tree is not protected, then they can go ahead and cut it down. It says that in the event staff comes across a tree, including city staff, that meets the definition of a nomination for protected status, then staff should bring that to this board for review themselves.
What staff would that be?
Street Division staff.
Who?
Micah Malay is the arborist working on contracts for this program. Mary Wolford, Hassan Youssef is the hirer. We emphasize that to them again, that any tree over, I said 30 inch in the right-of-way, but as you know, the policy says 6 inches, but that was because of specific smaller types of species of trees in parks that never attain a 30-inch diameter size. But yet, Mike can tell you about a whole bunch of 6-inch diameter trees that are phenomenally historic specimens in Balboa Park, but they're small. In the right-of-way, typically, a general rule of thumb was, if there's something in the right-of-way that's significant, in excess of 30 inches, then they need to advise this board. If the tree is already protected, then it's usually not an issue because of the fact that it's already protected. Now, that doesn't preclude a tree that's protected from being cut down. It just says that you must make every effort to preserve that tree, which in this case can be done if the tree is deemed to be a healthy, strong, and stable specimen that is worthy of this significant modification to the right-of-way in order to accommodate the tree. The Street Division doesn't want to spend $100,000 on this issue and then have this poor tree fall over next year in the event it has something wrong internally speaking. Given that concern, most of the people who have looked at that tree don't see much problem with the tree, including myself. However, there are some fungal bodies that were growing on the side of the tree. Those were knocked off by somebody, which made it impossible for us to determine what kind of fungus is inside of the tree and whether it's a very dangerous fungus or it's a very minor fungus. In order to test for that, Street Division has authorized significant internal testing of this tree to make darn sure that it's a safe tree before they go ahead with the preserving of the tree. Mario Sierra, like you saw him on the Turbo Files, is committed to saving this tree. We want to make sure that the community has a safe tree when it's all said and done. Stormwater issues will be addressed. The curb, pedestrian ramp, all those things, as you know, we can do that. We can fix that. It's not a problem. But before that's done, in this case, they want to make sure that internal decay is not significant. I met out about a week ago, and we spent 2 hours working on the tree doing some testing. We have hired a specialist in diseases, so it's not a city guy. He's outside arborist. No contract familiarity with the tree. We did get an opinion on the contractor who was working on sidewalk repair throughout the city associated with tree-related damages. They considered the tree should be removed. Well, of course, because they're going to cut it down. Now, but when they were requested to do internal testing on it, they recommended the same specialist that I recommended, which is who is doing the test. So we've all agreed the best person that knows diseases and fungus in the city, back me up if I'm wrong, Bob Walton is the guy who's in charge of doing that. We did about 2.5 hours of testing the other day.
Okay, you made your point on
okay, so
I think we get that point.
Here's where we are with it. In order to get the proper sample to the lab in Los Angeles for DNA sampling, which they will do and tell us exactly what it is, we've got to do it on November 22nd. It needs to be FedExed to Los Angeles. They're going to do the DNA testing on the rock. We are currently doing internal testing to see how big the rock column is. We're able to do about 1/4 of the pie. and we did find about a 4-inch problem in the tree. We weren't sure if it's significant or not, or maybe it was a car crash back in the 40s that left a wound in the tree that's now healed over. Old trees have things happen to them. So on November 22nd, the rest of the testing will be done. We hope to have a report back to the board in December, full report from the arborist letting us know if that tree has any significant problems that would preclude the city from retaining it, whether or not there is repairs going to occur there or not.
Okay.
So I ask that you don't make a vote on the tree yet, but please, we've got all the input that I think we need, and we know that we're going to save it if possible, but based upon the condition report, I think you should decide if it should be
a couple more
retained.
questions, and then we can have a motion. Steve?
I move preserve, the subject tree be preserved as a landmark.
Second? Somebody?
I'm with the heritage, landmark and heritage.
Why both?
Why both? Because it fulfills both.
Yes.
One being over 50 years.
Well, do you know the, okay, do you know the age? I just.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Drew,
Well, it's definitely over 50 years old. There's no question.
It's definitely 50, yeah.
Definitely 50.
Okay, well, sure, okay, I love overkill. Go.
Well, if it needs to come down later, it will. It'll fall on its own at some point.
To
In another 100
approve
years.
as submitted. Was there a second to that? Vicki, you seconded that?
Yes.
Any further discussion? Yes.
Maybe on a related matter, just to address what Tricia asked, is that because of this Urban Forestry Technical Assistance Center that I'm going to be managing with the Sustainable Energy Office, we are going to be doing community outreach, hopefully not only reaching the people who have concerns, but also being able to approach the city and actually take some of the expense off. I mean, where we can actually provide some services for free that could, could kind of help do some of these things for both the citizens and the city.
Great. Will your work with them intersect with the arborists that are under Hassan Youssef?
Under
Well, the two, Drew named two arborists whose boss is Hassan Youssef, nice guy, but also came here and told us that there is no urban forest program in the city. So anything we can do to make it seem like there is.
Well, this is brand new. I mean, I'm taking over as of Monday, and it's a brand new grant, and it's countywide. It's not just citywide. We are going to be working with the city of San Diego directly, and also the city of Chula Vista and other cities. So
It's all on you, Robin.
yes, at the moment.
Thanks for the additional pressure on her. Okay.
One more thing, take advantage of these forms, because this may have never happened if it was on the protected, because once that thing goes protected, it's on our city browser, and every department in the city is going to know that it's a protected tree.
That's why we're here.
There would have never been the white X on it, it might have never started, so if you got a tree in the neighborhood that wants to be protected, get these in. I'm the only one, I think, left doing these, so we're down to a ghost tree down there at the
Okay.
office.
All right. So, all right. Go ahead. Make the comment so we can.
Is it possible the city will come and cut down the tree before these tests are back? Is that?
Absolutely not.
That's what we need to.
And they won't even
All
run
right.
the test.
So we have a motion. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Anybody abstaining? Yay.